Fulham fans are going through a depression. I think it's time when you meet a Fulham fan, you hug him, you tell him there is more to life than just football. Because what they're doing, whatever they're doing is just out of this world. It's a joke. Like, why are you voting a disallowed goal as the goal of the month? In August, they have had a couple of games from the friendly, their first two Premier League games, and then there was the second round League Cup, of which in all the games they scored and amazing goals. In the first game, they were facing Brighton, and in the 97th minute, Rodrigo Muniz scored their equalizer, earning them a point. That was a huge goal, which, if you asked me, would have deserved a goal of the month. In the second game, Emily Smith-Rowe as a substitute, and I was watching that game when he came in and he scored, and they were all celebrating, going to the corner again, an equalizer, earning them a minute. Then there was the League Cup. In the 21st minute, their long-serving member, Raul Jimenez, just scoring that goal to take them to the third round of the League Cup, which is also a massive goal. Those are 3 goals. And you can't tell me you are going to vote for a disallowed goal. Like, is disrespecting Emily Smith-Rowe, a person who came from Arsenal thinking he's coming here to shine, to show the quality that he has, to come here, be subbed, then subbed on, then score. You celebrate the way you celebrated, and then you're telling him that his goal is worse or is not as good as a disallowed goal. Rodrigo Muniz scoring a 97th goal, like just the last kick of the game. You telling him his goal is not worth, it's not better, it's not even equally as beautiful as a disallowed goal. Raul Jimenez, and if that's not all, like you had other options, you had uh, an own goal. You will have even voted for that as the goal of the month. An own goal to your side and an own goal which Muniz scored. Again, it's your player scoring. That will also count as a goal of the season, of the month. You had all these options to come and decide, you know what, we are going to vote for a disallowed goal. You are behaving as Sevit, you are behaving as Flamingo, you are behaving like those guys who cannot stand on their own. They have to attach their success, their failure, to another team, especially Chelsea. You see, we have seen these kind of things. We have seen all these kinds of things. We have seen this from Civet. You have seen it from, which is the other team that we beat 6-0. And they are to attach themselves to us for like the rest of the season. We have seen it in Flamengo. We have seen it in Efe and the referees and the whole PGMall and everything. Like you have to attach your whole story, your failure. Nobody cares about Fulham. You are currently position 18th, which, if you ask me, if you continue with the way you are doing, because last season and the season before, you are actually trying to build your team. You are actually trying to, create a name. Like you are actually trying to stand on your own. Like you are not trying to say, like, Chelsea took our name, took our stand. Like, if it wasn't for us, Chelsea would not have existed. Like your whole history is tied to Chelsea, and you being the oldest, I think you're the oldest team in Premier League, to come and start behaving in such a way that the goal of the month, even when I remember Chelsea two seasons ago when we were not scoring as much as we could, and probably most of the goals were coming from under 18 and the women's team, and we were struggling to get a goal. We were humble enough to realize that we are not going to get a lot of goals. If we get a goal, there's a month where the only 2 goals that we scored were penalties, and we had to give the goal of the month to Jorginho, a penalty. We were humble enough. We were humble enough to realize that we were not performing to the best that we can. And we were not going to attach ourselves to say, you know what, we tried to score, they disallowed this goal, because There's a lot. At that month, I think that month they disallowed an Harvard's goal. We were not voting for that goal. We were not saying like, Harvard scored, but this is a penalty. Why are these referees against us? We need to vote for this guy's goal. No, we accepted ourselves. We accepted we are not doing so well. And then we voted for the only goal that we had, which was a penalty. Why are you trying to attach yourself? Why are you trying to make this whole? If you go to relegation, you start creating stories and saying, we are going to relegation because it's Chelsea who denied our goal. Oh, it's Chelsea who are, they were being favored in that game. It's only one game. We have only played 3 games. And the other 2 games you have drawn with the dilapidated are not so good, are not so stellar, are struggling Man United and another struggling Brighton. What were you expecting to come to Chelsea and do? What were you expecting? Were you expecting to score a lot of goals? If that was not a goal, it wasn't a goal. And the reasons were given. I know, and it's okay to do whatever you're doing, but we are just telling you this might be the biggest story that you have this season. If you don't start winning, if next season, next week, not next week, this weekend, you go again and you get defeated, but your whole story is about you were denied a goal by Chelsea. That will not surface when you'll be playing championship next season. So stop with this reasoning. Stop with this. I know you are depressed. I know you wanted that win. Of course, it wasn't going to be a win either way. You wanted that goal. I don't know for what, because it was 2-0. Even if you are given that goal, especially if you are given that goal, you'll have faced a very, very, very Chelsea side that wants to win, that wants to score and score and score. We told Benfica that they were given a shoddy penalty, and we told them it's better you take this 1-0 defeat and go home. You don't dally, try to, try to behave as if you are going to head with us. And they were not willing to do that. So they decided, we are going to take this penalty. We are going to use the weather to try to fit ourselves and try to win this game. At the end of the match, it was 4-1. Because whenever Chelsea wants to beat you, they'll beat you very, very bad. So Fulham should be glad that they only got 2-0, and they should not be using that game as the story for this season. Because what the hell? Anyway, I'm just saying, if you're a Fulham fan, take my hug. Stop with the depression, stop with the stress. I know you are feeling it. You have felt it in the past, but right now we understand you. We just want you to chill down, relax, get on with the season, accept, and move on. Stop this. These are shenanigans. If there's anything that you need to do, it's probably just subscribe and have a lovely day.